seems like the number one rule for a successful life is standing up early. Like, really, really early. And depending on who you ask, people are standing up at like 6, 5, even 4 in the morning or earlier than that. And it all sounds a little crazy at first, but actually, a lot of people do it. And because I'm one of those crazy people, I thought it would be nice to make an episode about how to stand up early and also why to stand up early. So, in this episode, we'll touch on why standing up early is actually really beneficial, then how you can stand up earlier, even if you're not an early bird, and best tips and tricks to actually make use of that extra time. Hello everybody, welcome back to Big Sister Chats. This is the podcast where we talk about all things mental health, physical well-being, and growing in life. Normally, we'd have a chapter called If We Were Having Coffee Now, but because I realized it takes up a lot of time, I just put my last week's intentions and what's going on in my life down in the description. But still, I would love for you to catch me up on your life down in the comments or on Instagram or in your favorite podcast app. But now, let's get started with the episode. Or in your favorite podcast app. But now, let's get started with the episode. Or in your favorite podcast app. Today, we're diving into something that's been a game changer for me, and I know that's going to be interesting for a lot of you. And it's standing up at 5 a.m. And now I know it sounds for crazy at first. I mean, it's really, really early for some people, while other people seem for a lot of do it with ease. And maybe you just want to have more time for yourself. Maybe you realize you're not as productive after work as you'd like to be, or you would just like to join all the people that seem to be early birds for one reason or another. Anyways, waking up early could be your secret weapon to either get some time for yourself, for self-care, or for your personal projects or things like working out. So, let's talk about why it's beneficial, how you can stand up earlier, and the best ways to actually use that extra time. Just so you understand, I use my, let's say, extra hour and a half or something like that to A, go to the gym, and B, journal. I'm taking like 20 minutes out of my morning to sit down, and I have 5 journal prompts that I try to answer each morning, and I'm spending about 1 hour-ish in the gym. That's how I like to use my morning, and I actually get up at 5:15. Then I'll do my morning routine, and afterwards at 6 I leave the house, and about 7 I'm headed for work. So, first up, why would anybody get up at 5 a.m. on their own? Why in the world would we do that? I mean, sleep is sacred, and it was sacred to me too. It still is. It's really important to get enough sleep. But I feel like there's so many benefits by waking up early. So, the first one is you have more quiet time. The morning hours are free of distractions for most of us. If we get up before the world gets up, before our partners get up, before our children get up, all of that. When the world is still asleep, it's quiet. There's most likely no phone messages. You can just leave it in another room and take that time for no phone messages. And that's really important. Plus, studies show that we're more productive in the morning. No phone messages. And I can really feel that, because if I get up in the morning, I get so much more done. Sometimes I skip journaling because in the evening I didn't do the dishes or something like that. And in the morning, somehow I can do them much more easily than in the evening. And I get it, because we get drained. There's so many things on our plates during the day, and then sleep is like a reset button, and we can start fresh in the morning, which is really nice. And what I really like is a theory called Eat the Frog. Most of you have probably heard it, but still, it's the idea that you do the hardest task at first, the one that you're setting off constantly. This might be working out, or writing, or I don't know, for me, doing the dishes, because I'm always putting that off. And if you do that first thing in the morning, you have the worst already done. And there's nothing worse than eating a live frog. So that's the theory behind that. And to me, or for me, that really works, because working out is something I would definitely skip much more often after work, and I need the movement, because I'm sitting at a desk all day, and so it's really important for me to get that done in the morning. But also, I have had times when the first thing in the morning for me would be writing, because I was really dedicated to my book and I had tight deadlines, and then I use that time differently, and it's okay to just shift it around and do whatever feels the best for you. It might be working on your business. If you feel like you're too exhausted after work to actually do the things, then just try shifting them to the morning. Okay, so now hopefully I've convinced you to stand up earlier, but you might be wondering, how do I do that? How do I not look and feel like a zombie if I get up 2 hours earlier than normal? And let's be honest, the most important tip is going to bed earlier. People always say a good morning routine starts with a good nighttime routine. And I'm not the best person to ask for advice on this, because my night routine is not perfect yet, let's say it that way. I'm still working on that part, but I can definitely agree that you have to go to bed earlier. If I want to stand up at 5, I should be in bed by 9. And most of the time it's like shortly after 9 for me, but still, it works. You should really try to aim for that 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night, because else, let's be honest, you might really feel like a zombie in the morning if you go to bed at midnight and want to wake up at 5. That might work for 2 to 3 days, and then you'll fall off the habit again. Now, let's say you're normally standing up at 8 and you want to stand up by 5 now. It might be a drastic change, those 3 hours, and your body might not be used to go to bed this early, and you might have trouble falling asleep in the beginning. What you can do is gradually adjust your bedtime. You can try for 1 week to go to bed half an hour earlier, and then set the time back week after week, or even day after day. You can do 10-15 minutes earlier each day, but then you have to be really strict about it. But you can also get up earlier each time, and it's not as drastic. For me, it also helps to have the morning prepared. If I know what I'm gonna do, if I know what clothes I'm gonna wear, when my meals are already prepped, when my workout clothes are already in the bathroom, that helps a lot to me. Plus, you should try to put your alarm clock far, far away. Like, so far that you physically have to get up and turn it off. For some people, that might be in the bathroom. I've heard that people are doing that, but this doesn't work for me since I'm sharing a flat and my roommates would hate me for that. But it might work for you. For me, I just have an alarm clock that's far enough away from my bed, so I have to get up to actually turn it off. And once I'm standing, it's easier. Once I'm standing, I can get up. I mean, I'm already standing. It's different than laying and just snoozing or like turning the alarm off and then, oh yeah, I'll just close my eyes again and then you're asleep. It's it's much easier when you're already standing. And for me, what has helped a lot is like having a physical alarm clock. My phone is not in my bedroom overnight. Once I start my nighttime routine, I put it in the kitchen and it stays there until the next morning. And I have an alarm clock right here, and it's the best way for me because I cannot snooze that one, and I just have to get up. There's no second chance whatsoever, and I might miss work if I go to bed again or something else. So that's one thing that helps me. And I also have to thank my body because once I wake up, I have to go to the toilet, and there's no way I can sleep again before I've done that. And I mean, the way to our bathroom is not far, but in the bathroom, the lights are so bright. And yeah, once I'm in the bathroom, it's like, okay, now I'm already up. Now I can go do the workout, even though I really don't want to right now because it's 5 in the morning and who wants to go to the gym at 5 or 6 in the morning? But I'm already up. So that's that. On a note of lights, if you're lucky and you're living in a place where the sun is shining really early, then opening up the blinds would be a good thing because sunlight, or in general light, will help you wake up. For me, there's no way that the sun is shining at 5 in the morning. It's not even, it's still pitch black outside, but it's okay. You know, I have my lights, I have my small lights, and that also helps a lot. There's also like sunrise lamps, I've heard of them, and they help some people. They're especially popular during winter, but I guess they're working all year, and maybe that's something you would like, where the light just gradually gets brighter while you wake up. I think that might be something for people who do not have such an easy time standing up. And the last thing I have is having a plan or a goal or something like that. Know your why. Why are you standing up that early anyways? What do you want to do with that extra time? Be clear with your intentions. Again, whether that's writing, working on your business, working out, whatever, just be clear. And what helps me is like having an actual plan. I mean, when I was still writing, I knew, okay, I had to get one chapter done each morning, and that was really helping me, for example. What I'm doing now, or what you could do now, is also taking 10, 5, 15, whatever minutes out of your morning, sit down with your favorite journal and write down all the things that you want to do. Like, have a plan for your day. Maybe get all the things out, do a brain dump, just have a to-do list, whatever. But also write down that one goal that you really, really, really want to achieve in the morning. If it's the same every day, okay, good. If it's something different, maybe it's writing 500 words, maybe one day it's making a social media plan, the next day it's making content for the next 2 weeks, the next day it's writing a script, whatever. that's something that having a plan really helps. I mean, it helps me, let's say it that way, and it might help you too. So I wanted to include it in that list. And now it's just the time to set your alarm earlier, set your intentions for tomorrow morning, and then just do it. I mean, just start with whatever you're doing. And we just have our recap and our just key takeaways left. So, what did we learn today? First, and we waking up early and gives you extra time to spend for your personal projects or working out or just having some time for yourself, because you have more energy in the morning than you have at night. It's not always easy, definitely not. More energy. There will be hard days, hard mornings where you do not want to stand up, but it's really worth it. Then, if you cannot stand up that early, just from one day to another, try adjusting gradually. 30 minutes each week earlier, and by the next month, you'll probably be where you want to be. So that was it for today's episode. Thank you for tuning in to Big Sister Chats. If you liked it, consider subscribing, liking the video, and comment down below which topics you would want me to talk about in the next episodes. For your call to action, don't forget, do it right now. Set your alarm earlier for tomorrow. Maybe if you need it, also set an alarm for today so you know to start your nighttime routine earlier. That was it. See you in the next one. Ciao. I am sweating. Like really, really sweating.